in the red at the bottom right, we have our first Terran player. They say he's pretty sick.
Tattoo Virus.
There's a shot of him now. Now in the blue, our blue Terran.
GanZI.
Most redundant opener I've ever given. So,
he suddenly looks stressed.
Yeah, he does. Talk about a look of intensity on his face.
Well, I see him play ZBT a lot. I mean, most of the replays I watch of him are him playing against Zerg players. And you kind of need to know, like, the hardest matchup to play normally would be a mirror matchup. Because it seems like you're playing yourself, especially at such a high skill level. You just feel like, oh my god, he's doing exactly what I'm doing. I'm playing myself. And everyone knows that your hardest opponent is going to be yourself to overcome.
Yeah, and we know one thing about mirror matchups is they tend to require very, very, very different skill sets from the other matchups. I mean, even look at how different Protoss is from Terran versus Terran, or Zerg versus Zerg. They're just all so different. And that's one thing about StarGate is it's not just being good with Zerg, it's being good with every single matchup with Zerg, or Terran, or Protoss, whatever race you're playing. In my case, Protoss. In Kelly's case, Zerg. In this case, with our players, Terran. And right now, I gotta say, overall, Virus just looks like he's a far superior player. I mean, I just can't emphasize it enough. He looks so much stronger than GanZI. Now here's GanZI doing the build that Virus did the previous game. This will be interesting.
That's actually not such a good idea, because looking at what Virus is going for, he went for a pretty early gas, and now he's getting his second gas, so there is a very high possibility that we might see a Banshee attack coming in. He's gonna hide his factory at the side of his base. So yes, we might see Banshee coming in from Virus, and GanZI is expanding. So let's see if he knows what is happening. Because if he doesn't scout this, he's gonna lose to a very standard Banshee rush.
And it's gonna be interesting. I do like the factory placement, by the way. That's pretty cute.
He's getting a reactor.
Yeah, I don't know what that's actually for. That's kind of a peculiar move. We don't see anything else next to it to be used to land on that too, so.
Look at the new booth.
Look at that new booth. So baller. Now up here, all right, looks like we're gonna have a Banshee rush coming from Virus here.
Or it suddenly looks like he's going for Banshee.
And he's just going to make a bunch of Marines with that the extra minerals. Now, a Banshee build is very good against what GanZI does. It doesn't counter it, but it's one of the tougher things for GanZI to defend against, because GanZI's going for a fast expand. That's a lot of different locations for the Banshee to cloak and hide and avoid scans. Even though the Terran does have 2 scans for those 2 orbitals, still very tough.
Oh no.
And yep, there's no way that he's going to have any idea this is coming. In fact, the sexy positioning of the factory and the Stargate, the starport, excuse me, just really actually doesn't matter because he never got up there and got to look around.
Well, it looks like Virus is going for a very solid opening there. Banshee followed by Siege Tank. That is one of the hardest things to defend against if you're playing a Terran versus Terran matchup. And it just catches you off guard while you're trying to deal with the air attack coming in from Cloak Banshees. And then a few minutes after the Banshee do come into your base, Siege Tanks and Marines are outside your base, and you're like, oh my god.
You're like, oh no.
How do I defend against both this opening?
Here is the Banshee. This is going to be the pivotal moment. How much damage can this Banshee do? Sometimes we see Banshees get over 20 kills. Sometimes they don't even kill a unit, let alone really damage a structure.
Bro, there is a Viking.
Oh no. Sit tight. We might get pulled back into the game.
This happened in...
What's going on?
This actually happened in IEM yesterday.
It happens.
Right when White Ra was fighting Tarzan and they were on meta. And he was like ending the game. There was an engagement going on and the game just hung.
Oh no.
And the time went to 0. And everyone was like, what?
No. It looks like he's going to get disconnected. He's at 15 seconds before he's dropped. And our internet here is pretty good, so doubt it's a lag spike. We're probably going to have to replay it. We'll see exactly what happened. I don't know, maybe his foot caught the cord or something, or would it be funny if we got a shot of him and he's holding the internet cord? He's like, I don't know if this Banshee Rush is going to work. Like, rips the Ethernet cord out of his computer.
Don't put ideas in players' head.
And he's just sitting there with the cord in his hand. Like,
Caught right-handed.
oh, no. Okay, he's at 0 seconds. So,
Oh, that's okay.
we got time to kill, Kelly.
The thing is, the opening position for this was so good for Banshee, and which is why he went for Banshee when he scouted that his
especially
enemy
against
was
that build.
directly, not across. So he might feel a little bit upset if they spawn again and they're
That's
on cross
life,
position.
man. It's life. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Now, story time. We got time to kill. Have you heard about my idea?
Tell me the
for-
liquid snake story. What is liquid
No,
snake?
they got a better one. All right, I got this idea. All right. Have I told you about the idea of me opening a bar? See, like in some of these bars in Korea, they have like a little dog that lives in the bar. It's like,
Okay.
oh, you're like drinking, you like pet the little dog. I'm gonna open up a bar with a chicken. I'm gonna put a little bit of seed here, like just enough seed in the bar so the chicken knows that that's like its home. And basically, this chicken is just gonna live in fear. It's gonna be
Why?
add to the excitement because you know, like, someone comes out of the bathroom, the chicken's like, wah, 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 and, like flaps its wings and stuff and moves around.
You mean they're
that
dogs
would
in
add
bars?
the what?
Yeah, dogs in bars.
Yeah, there's some bars that have like little special dog.
Is it a real dog?
Yeah.
Or is it a statue?
No, it's a real dog.
Are you kidding?
It might be a robot dog. I can't confirm that, but no, that's my idea. I'm gonna have a chicken bar. Chicken bar. Gonna open it. We still actually. I need to join the game. Excuse me. We
Don't invest in Tasteless Bar. That's animal cruelty.
do it.
You should keep guinea
Screw
pigs.
that chicken.
You should keep guinea pigs. Then Artosis will be
Can't have
happy.
a guinea pig bar though.
Guinea
I
pig
wouldn't
bar.
make any money. There's also cat cafes. Did you know that?
No.
There are coffee shops you can go to that are full of cats.
Okay. So you're going to pet the cats?
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, you could
Why
try.
haven't you brought
Some of the-
me to any of that?
Some of the cats are too cool, and they're like, meow, get away from me, you human nub, and they like walk
Why
away.
have
but
you not brought me to any of that?
I don't know. I'm a bad person.
I know.
I'm a selfish person.
No, Tasteless is a good person.
I'm a good person.
Good
I'm a bad person. I'm a good person. All right, the players are in the game, so I think we're going to get this going pretty soon. So get ready for the regame of game number 2. Now, in all fairness, you could do the same strategy again. It's like the Banshee was really revealed. It crashed just before.
And yeah, they didn't know about a strat, but it's a lot based on the spawning positions.
Yep. No, it is. You're right. But we'll see. What if they get the same
You
positions?
see,
It could
game
do
is
it.
starting.
Countdown's begun. So once again, let's get ready for game number 2 here of our third best of 3. GanZI against Virus. Terran versus Terran. Casted by Kelly and Tasteless. Sponsored by Intel, G-Sco, and Coca-Cola here.
And what?
And Coca-Cola here at the GSL. We're going to throw that for you hopefully right now. You got to believe me, it's going to be up here any second. All right, over here in the red.
스타트 바이러스
Startail Virus. I'll even say the joke again. This kid's pretty sick. Okay. We have a pause. GanZI requesting a pause. This is chaos. Well, it's us again. Hi. We're back.
Hey.
We'll get this sorted out pretty soon.
Shit.
When we'll be notified exactly what the deal is. Looks like GanZI says we can start now, so that was fast. I mean, I like talking to you guys in the camera, but I also
Me
like
too.
looking at that screen and talking about the game. Game has started, so we'll cue that game screen up again here for you guys. Hopefully right now. Oh, yeah, in about a few seconds. Sit tight. Okay, here we go. And now I wonder if we're going to introduce GanZI. In the blue, we have GanZI. Could he be related to Gonzo?
What is Gonzo?
You don't know who Gonzo is?
No.
Wait a minute, you don't know who Gonzo is?
What is Gonzo?
The Muppet with the big nose. You don't know who Gonzo is, really?
Can you stop making me look bad?
No, I'm sorry.
What is Gonzo?
You
What
know
is
Kerm-
what is that? Some
You know who Kermit the Frog is, right?
yeah.
Okay, it's like another one of those Muppets like Gonzo.
I was thinking, what if there's a GanZI fan over there and they're like, no, Kelly doesn't know who GanZI is.
No, GanZI probably doesn't play StarCraft with his Muppet hands.
Well, see? This is cross position.
So we might not see the same build.
We won't see the Banshee build for sure. It's going to be really hard for you to try to rally a L shape over to your opponent's base with Banshee if you're on cross position. So we might see a very strong siege tank push, which is what normally Terran players like to do in a long and far map. Actually, it's been quite long since I saw bio fights in TVT, but it's gonna be really risky. GanZI looks like he's going for fast expansion again because he has not get any gas at all. Virus with the same opening, getting 2 gas. Might see. Don't think he'll go for Banshee after he scouts. GanZI going for the same opening, getting a second CC.
More SCVs getting cranked out here. Cross spots on this map. It's a great map, by the way. I'm not just saying that because I work here. I'm saying it because I feel it. Because I'm real.
All the new GSL maps are good.
Yeah, they are.
Most of it is really big.
Yeah,
so you see longer
open
games and more innovative plays.
Yeah, absolutely.
Fire is coming to scout.
He says, aha! You do not have enough structures here. You probably have a command center down here, and that will be confirmed.
Additional supply depots required.
Now, what is... Actually, you know what? He's going to do the same build, Kelly. He's putting the factory down in that location. And we'll probably put a starport down there.
You know what would be interesting? If he builds a proxy starport.
Yeah, that would be, but I don't think he can because he's got the add-on, make that at the factory, and insta-switch it. But we'll see. No, he's actually getting the starport in his main.
But it's quite weird that he wants to still go for Banshee, even though it wasn't scouted, because it's going to be harder for you to get your second and third Banshee over to your opponent's base if you're so far away. It's not really an opening that is to be recommended, but I guess he wants to fight the fast expansion of GanZI.
Well, he's clearly confident in his Banshee micro. All right, starport switched. And let's go again. Let's try this round number 2 here. More and more Banshees. Going to be cranked out here. The goal is to shoot down mules and SCVs, force the Terran to not make mules by being forced to scan your own Banshees. The best way to counter what Virus is going to throw at GanZI is to get a Viking out and stalk the cloaked blur of the Banshee until you're in a position where you can scan, confirm that you can kill it.
Well, and you also need to remember that for him to invest so much in Banshee, like Pesos has said, you really need to do a lot of damage because you're putting so much of your early gas into Banshee. But Banshee is also good later on in game because it does counter siege tanks, especially if you're going for a marine siege war. That Banshee can really make a difference. His first Banshee is going out now, and I don't think GanZI has any idea that this is coming for him. He might not be prepared for this. He definitely doesn't have turrets. This time, he still has Vikings though, so these two players are doing the same. And you have to remember that Virus did win the first match, so he can take more risks for this round. Here comes the Banshee.
All right, here he goes now. He's in there, gets a few kills, and this is all about the unit control. Now, I don't know if he should be in this corner, considering there's a Viking there. I don't actually know if does Terran have enough to scan? No, he actually doesn't have enough to scan here. I was gonna say, that would have been a perfect moment to scan and kill him. So now, this Banshee has 10 kills. I think that makes him a serial killer. I believe that's how many people do you have to kill to be a serial killer? Do you know?
A lot of people, more than 2.
Well, more than 2 for sure. All right, serial killer Banshee is picked up, but not before paying for itself. Meanwhile, another push coming here from our Terran player Virus.
He's also getting so excited. He let his mouse like flew out of his hand.
Yeah, I just actually threw my mouse by accident. Going for that entrance. Meanwhile, that one Banshee doing some damage to those siege tanks. Vikings need to be landed. And they're not being landed. SCVs come out. He returns. Siege mode is almost done. And GanZI needs to turn around. He's kind of overdoing it with these SCVs.
Well, it looks like GanZi's behind on this. No matter what happens, that one Banshee, even if it was taken down, it did so much damage to GanZI. He was forced to use 2 scans to take it down, and now Virus is coming with a strong push.
I don't know if Virus is going to hold this because he just now started Siege mode. Meanwhile, Siege mode just finished for Virus. Now, Virus doesn't know that his opponent has just started Siege mode, so he's proceeding with a lot more caution than he actually needs to.
GanZi might lose his Marines. Moves it out just out of range. He knows that Virus is trying to bait him to move up front into Siege tank range, and he's not going to do that. He has a couple of SCVs out. Why do you think? I
think he's being overly cautious because the SCVs really don't actually change what you're going to be doing. Maybe he wants to repair the tanks. Siege mode is not done yet. And it's going to finish maybe
well,
about 5 seconds.
Now he knows there's no Siege mode.
Well, he should. Ideally, he should know.
Oh, doesn't lose the Banshee over there. That's going to be so bad for GanZi because the Banshee can come in and take down the Siege tank. He's trying his best to repair the tanks right now, which just got Siege mode.
Sending more reinforcements up in the stretch. He scans, and the tank lives. Uh-oh. Now with the Vikings here, as I said, it's easier to spot the Siege tanks, which makes this push pretty difficult to execute.
Yep, quite even in SCV count, but the thing is, GanZi doesn't have such a good unit composition as Virus at the moment.
GanZi's going to go for a drop here. We're going to shout at that for you guys in a minute. There it is. And Virus being the good player, obviously GanZi's good too, but being a good player, knows it's time to turn around. This push will not be effective anymore.
Oh, takes the Banshee down. But he wasted so many scans. I mean, you can't say he's wasted, but he used so many scans when he could have used that for Muse.
Yeah, he didn't need to.
That's a slight setback for him.
That is. GanZi didn't have to use that many scans because he had the Vikings there to spot.
2 reactors are coming out on Virus's barracks, and he has a couple of idle SCV on the screen.
Oh, does he? Oh, yeah, he does. Look at that. How embarrassing.
GanZi spots the Banshee on the field. Does not manage to take it down before the scan. Scans and takes the Banshee down before the Banshee can do any damage to the Siege tank. Does not know that the drop is coming for him actually. Is he gonna go for the drop?
Now, looks like he's gonna try to push again. Nope, backs up, but however, GanZi is gonna move out into the center of the map. Center of the map on this map is so important because it's a high ground area. Zanaga watchtowers are there. If you can control those Zanaga watchtowers near your opponent's base, oh, you are in good shape.
I'm not being biased here, but I really hope GanZi does win this one because he has so much to bring to the table. He made a couple of mistakes, but...
So we got a drop here.
Oh, he's gonna drop!
It's exactly what GanZi needs to do to get ahead.
Taking out SCVs. Should try to go for the Muse.
Now he wants to go for that medevac, ideally. And the medevac escapes. Viking Flower over here, over the siege tanks, giving them priority over the other siege tanks because they can see a little bit further and siege tanks can shoot farther than they can see.
Looks like Virus is going to come for the counter drop. Is he going to get spotted by the Vikings? Might lose the medevac. Should go for it.
He needs to unload that now. He needed to unload that like yesterday.
Loses that medevac with 6 Marines in sight.
Yeah. Well, this is just not good. And that's the understatement of the century.
GanZi does see that Virus is trying to take down the back rocks. The side rocks in the middle of the map. He's going to try to go for a semi-drop here. He has a couple of tanks and Marines loaded up in 2 of his medevacs. But there's a sensor tower and also a turret in Virus base, so that might not do as much damage as he hopes. Sensor tower does see it.
Now the scan, usually if your expansion scan, that's like a giveaway that you're going to be dropped. Just a little tip for you guys at home, but he already has a sensor tower there, so he knows.
Oh, Vikings. Oh!
That was huge.
Big mistake. Lost 2 siege tanks and 8 Marines that are loaded up inside.
He can actually try to bum rush that if he wants. Yeah, he's going to do just that. He's going to say he has way more than enough to go there and kill that. Oh, now he's running, but we already saw this happen in the previous game. Stim Marines are pretty fast. Oh, sick. Damn. Virus is good. Virus is going to go back to the center of the map, take control of this game.
That was actually quite a big mistake from GanZI because he could have just stayed siege. He couldn't run anyway.
Yeah. This is why Marine Siege Tank is so good, is that you actually cannot retreat with your Marine Siege Tank. Because Marines are pretty fast.
When they're high on steam.
That's right. Now we got, he's going to move out here and just control the center location. Terran, our red Terran, I shouldn't just say Terran, there's 2 Terrans in here. Our red Terran virus can expand again at his leisure.
He has map control now. His supply
is, let's see here, 137 compared to GanZI's 116. As well as his position is favored here. So GanZI doesn't really have an advantage. It's not like, well, he's doing this when the other guy's got this going on for him. No. GanZI's just in a very bad position.
looks like he's going to try to go for the push right now. That might end GanZI. GanZI on siege. Moves his tank backwards into a more passive position.
GanZI's got more Vikings, but that's only going to give him the spotter position here. And as that medevac's killed off, Virus, being the good player he is, turns around and goes home, or at least to the center of the map.
Both Terrans are playing extremely well right now. This is actually super close. Both Terrans going for their 4th base.
Looks like he's going to edge out here.
Trying to get map control.
You can see nobody really wants to engage the other one here. Virus is good at keeping his advantage. GanZI doesn't want to get into any more of a disadvantage here. Now this medevac drop is not going to be able to...
Oh, he might lose it!
Oh, he definitely is going to lose it. I love that medevac.
Gonna get us around on the Marines there.
All right, here we go. Sieging up. GanZI
Does
pulls
not want to
back.
engage. His army is not big enough right now.
Note the difference between the positions of the siege tanks here. For Virus, much better spread from GanZI, which has a line that doesn't really help. GanZI is sort of desperate. He's taking this bottom right expansion, as you can see on the mini-map. And then Virus is just taking the most logical close expansion. The most defendable, I should say.
Virus trying to take control in the middle of the map. Armory going up for GanZI at the moment. Guess they're gonna try to get as many upgrades as they can. Both players being really careful right here because they don't want to be caught on siege. Here comes a couple of Marines from behind, going to the back of GanZI's base.
This is so good. You know, Marines are sort of like Zergoids in a way. I mean, you can just kind of edge them into these corners. Oh, hold that thought though. GanZI might get really out of position here. He gave up that Zelniga watchtower. He's coming up now. Oh, sieging first from GanZI. That's a big advantage here for GanZI in this battle. But let's find out if it's a big enough advantage. Now, because GanZI got the siege one up first, he got the shots sent out first, but you can check the upgrades here. No, GanZI and Virus both do not have upgrades, but clearly the numbers favored Virus as he completely dominated that battle, and now Virus has GanZI cornered. Sorry, go ahead.
GanZI didn't lose that many Marines compared to Virus though, and he still has quite a sizable army in his expansion, but it looks like Virus is on top on supply count right here.
The thing about the Marines and siege tanks is actually the siege tanks are the damage dealers, unless you're chasing them down. But let's see here. He's moving out. Does not look as though Virus is aware of. No, he's not aware of that bottom right expansion. So Virus probably just thinks he's already won this. He's got to kill that expansion. But if he goes down to the bottom right and kills that expo, GanZI could easily counterattack the center lower expansion for Virus.
Well, the thing about GanZI right now is his army is slightly out of position, and the best thing he can do is try to get a sandwich. GanZI desperately trying to back off.
There he goes again. This is what I'm talking about. Marines chasing down that army. He sieges up. Marines back up. The siege tanks deal the damage. And once again, Virus blowing his opponent's army to smithereens. And he's going to try to drop. See if this is actually effective. This will cause the siege tanks to deal splash damage to each other.
Oh, he's gonna unsiege and fight right now.
Oh, he's going to siege up again. I don't know if this is in his best interest.
Oh my god, this is so close! GanZI takes up Virus's last tank.
Here comes the next wave, though.
He still has a couple of army at the bottom expansion. Is he gonna bring that up?
Looks like he is.
Siege up. Too many Marines on the field right now.
Yeah. And he wrecks those medevacs. Then here comes GanZI's, I would say, a little bit poorly timed sandwich, as one slice of bread gets there way later than the other. And, ouch. Now remember, GanZI still has his hidden base at the bottom right. There is a medevac drop that will occur over here at the far left. We get a shot of it. Nope, actually it turns around, excuse me. Doesn't matter.
Virus might come in and try to end this right now. He does have quite a bit more structures than GanZI has. That's the problem.
This is the pivotal moment. He has to keep that orbital. Uh-oh. Oh, he's landing mules on it. Sick. Virus is saying, get out, nub. Man, GG. GG. Virus is definitely better than GanZI, that's for sure.
Tasteless, I'm sad.
All right, why are you sad?
GanZI doesn't seem to be playing his best today, to be very honest.
Yeah, it's true.
I've seen so many of his replays because I like his playing style.
Yeah. We didn't see it today.
Well, he stays in Korea though.
Yeah. Man, that was pretty one-sided. Virus. Look, I mean, he's good at the siege tank marine battles. Every time we saw GanZI retreat, he was punished.
He was also kind of the tank's positioning.
Yeah, he had
GanZI one is way spread out.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, if one guy's here and the other guy's here, you want the siege tanks in that kind of line. You don't want to have your siege tanks going up and down like that, because then only the siege tanks that are closest are going to do damage, and it's just very easy to win. So we're going to go into our next game, and excuse me, it's a Zerg versus Zerg. I took your paper. Koka against Lenok, head-to-head. Should be pretty sick. Sicker than Virus,
well,
and he's already pretty sick.
I remember last week, Koka say his name is Koka because he likes Coca-Cola.
I like Coca-Cola.
So.
Nom, 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 nom.
Lenok last week beating Yu-Gi-Oh! In a ZVZ2. So Lenok's ZVZ is pretty strong.
Yeah, I almost feel like Lelak's not even supposed to be in Code A. It was so weird.
He was from Code S.
Yeah.
So
lost in somewhat of an upset in the up and down matches. Koka might have a hard time, but we're going to see both players are in the game now. Again, viewers, thank you for joining us here at Code A with Kelly and Tasteless today. Obviously, Artosis does it sometimes too.
With Kelly and Travolta today.
John Travolta. Do you know I've actually, every week since I entered college, I'm not in school anymore, obviously, but I was told by strangers I look like John Travolta.
How do you keep your double identity a secret?
I don't know. No, look,
being...
I don't look like John Travolta. John Travolta looks like me. And I've already seen what I'm going to look like in the future because I just saw what he looked like in that movie, Ladder 49.
No.
When I'm older and I've gained weight and I've become a Scientologist. So the game is loading. So get ready for some Zerg versus Zerg action here. Here at the GSL. We don't get to cast much Zerg versus Zerg. It's kind of exciting. I'm wiggling with excitement and going like this. Get ready.